And fuck around to find out. So I just seen the video, and fuck around to find out it's definitely universal language. They just threw something down the cave. Number one, the cave already looked like that it was ducked off under a bunch of rocks. Well, I think I just
What is that?
fingers. They definitely just woke something up out of sleep.
Yep.
Now they trying to pour salt on it, trying to make it go back down. Nah, buddy, nah. Y'all done sat up here and woke a Jeepers Creepers up out his hibernation. Don't run now. And it look like they struggling trying to close the lid on this tomb or this tunnel or whatever this is. Look at them trying to put the rocks back on. So that means they had to take the rocks off of the tunnel. Which means they knew what was in the tunnel. Obviously, they tried to barricade it so nobody can touch it. Yep,
Right.
This is exactly how hunts and stuff like that happens.
Mm.
Future refs, since y'all asked me to do something like this, I am great. I'm just curious, y'all comment below. How many people would do what they did? Yeah, y'all like a follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. So I just seen the video.
They always messing with stuff, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the car market has officially crashed. Tens of millions of Americans and Canadians alike are giving back their keys and their car note back to the dealers. There are huge reputable dealerships that are closing down because it is costing them more money to keep the dealership open than close, y'all. This shit is literally over. Check it out.
My truck is $85,000. This truck is $90,000. And I'm a used car dealer, and here at these car auctions, we're seeing auto loan delinquencies and repossessions spike.
Here's up, guys. John here. Tens of millions of Americans are opting out of car ownership, giving the keys back to the lender. They can no longer afford these payments.
Americans now falling behind on their car payments.
The average monthly payment for a new vehicle right now is $750.
Oh,
Wow.
$47,000 for this little unit.
Where are they going to put them? Where? There's nowhere.
That's crazy though. Like, why is cars that high? You have to get around, like, you know.
These spaces.
Stupid.
Full to the brim.
And look, $85,000. That's getting out of hand.
And the consumer right now, with everything costing so much, they are not able to keep up with their payments. So what happens? They lose their cars.
These are the places that you're not going to hear about on the mainstream media, but are just completely going out of business. And by default, those people lose their jobs.
And if you're wanting to buy one of these big SUVs or nice trucks right now, it's not going to be anywhere close to $750 a month. You're going to have to pay way more than that.
$118,000, folks. 118 grand. Wow. No words. Clearly, the market is broken.
This truck right here is $96,000. So check this out. This is a full row of $80,000 and $90,000 F-150s.
That is getting out of hand.
There are so many auto loan delinquencies in the system right now that there are not enough tow truck drivers to service all of these lending institutions to get their cars back. And repossessed cars are the worst of the worst. They're dirty. They're nasty. They have parts falling off of them because the consumer knows if they're going to lose their car, why take care of it?
And I personally think we're going to walk into the biggest auto loan and auto market crisis we have ever before seen.
The other big thing I'm noticing at the moment is just seeing big dealerships disappearing. As soon as the values of cars came down, there just isn't the money left there anymore, and they're all defaulting and having to go through a bankruptcy.
So prices are so high that consumers are having to push out their loans to 72, 84 months to even be able to afford any of these vehicles.
But look, this is a Wrangler 4-door Sport 4x4. $66,000. That's absolutely lunacy.
Who has that money? Like, come on, man. The average person did not have that type of money. Like, they just got to be more realistic. Come on, man. The prices is outrageous.
Way too much inventory.
Ford Mavericks that you couldn't find anywhere. Look behind me. There are 9 of them sitting here for sale. Dealerships, even the Ford Maverick, stuff that was so hot that you couldn't find anywhere, is still, right now, sitting on dealership lots, not selling.
In 2022, CNBC reported that inflation was costing the average family $433 a month. Then, the next year, $709 a month. Now, they're saying it's $11,000 a year, almost $1,000 a month.
And it's no wonder why the American consumer is having such a hard time right now. The average American doesn't have $500 in their savings account for an emergency. So It's so bad right now. Even the most affordable vehicles on these dealership lots have to be marked down because people can't afford them. See right here, this says was $38,000, but after your rebates, after your discounts, now they're selling it for 30 grand, and they still can't move these things. And even though I have $2,500, $3,000, and $3,500 cars sitting on my lot, we are still slow. 2 months ago, we would have been incredibly busy with those kind of prices. But we're seeing that the demand from the consumer is drying up. Even for $3,500 cars, people cannot afford to buy them right now. So right here, here's how we know it's bad. This Ford Explorer, the MSRP, is $46,000. But now they have it discounted.
Who's making these prices?
For $39,000.
You need to be deleted.
This has not happened in the last 3 years, where a dealership is actually advertising under MSRP on their lot. This hasn't been happening. You know it's bad when these dealerships are coming out and advertising under MSRP.
The thing is, I used to be a car salesman, so I know exactly what they're talking about, and literally this thing is over. People barely have enough money to feed their family or for emergency, and you're talking about buying a new car or a used car at that, y'all? Come on, this shit's over, man. Cars should have been free in the first place. The way that they are manufacturing these vehicles, you would think they'd be giving away these things for free. You know, they're badly built, you know what I'm saying? They're literally moving tons of plastic, which is literally a ticking time bomb. Think of the components that your car composed of, you know what I'm saying? You get in an accident, you know, things can be bad. So yeah, that should be for free, literally off the rip. And look at that, greed is their downfall, and they're not moving any vehicles. So this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift.
That's so real though, man. They so greedy and selfish. Like, cars should definitely be free. You know, I really agree on that. But hey, this is what they like to do, you know, be greedy and, you know, make sure you gotta pay for everything on a free planet. Sad.
After watching this video, if you still think the sun is 93 million miles away from the earth, then you are incredibly stupid, and I'm going to show you why. Now, I caught this with my own camera. This is a rare spectacle. You can literally see the sun right there through the clouds, and you can see the angled rays in every single direction. Every single direction, there's angled sun rays, okay? Now, we know that light only travels straight. It can refract in things like water, and this is exactly what that looks like. It's very random refractions. This is absolutely not random. These are all traveling straight because the sun is local to the earth, way smaller than the earth, and it's right above the clouds. Okay, these people literally brainwashed you your whole entire life. 93 million miles away, 100 times bigger than the earth. Light only travels straight. Then how the fuck is this possible? How is this possible? Use your critical thinking skills.
Funny.
This is not possible on the model they tell you. If you think that this is possible with the sun 93 million miles away from us, 100 times bigger than the earth, then you have been completely programmed. Like, guys, please use your heads. All of our ancestors told us that the sun, the moon were within the firmament, much smaller than the earth. This is exactly what we see. Also why we experience the sun dogs, this phenomena, because the sun is reflecting off the firmament. Take a look at this. When the sun is closest to the firmament in the wintertime because it moves south, you see the sun dogs. We live under God's dome, just like the Bible told us, just like the Quran told us, just like all the religious texts told us, just like all of our ancient ancestors told us. And then NASA tells you we live on this spinning ball, hurtling through space at millions of miles per hour, which defies all laws of physics. This is created by CGI. There's no stars or nothing, and you guys eat it up. The sun is clearly local. The moon is clearly local. The stars move around us, and they are trying to hide God's divine creation. Wake the fuck up. Peace and love.
Uh-oh, you guys, we have literally reached the tipping point. So due to the oceans warming up, this has triggered a massive coral reef bleaching, which apparently is a sign of distress, you guys. I have never heard or seen anything like this, you guys. Check this out, because this literally means we're in trouble.
The temperatures of the world's oceans are quite literally off the charts. That orange line, that is last year's reading. The red line at the very top, that's this year's temperature readings. One of the most severe consequences of these warming falls on the world's coral reefs, which nearly a quarter of all ocean species rely on. According to NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, scientists issued a warning due to record-breaking temperatures in 2023, which accelerated the speed of the second largest mass bleaching event across the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. For more on the global situation and what's at stake, we are joined by Julia Baum. She's a marine ecologist and coral reefs researcher. And
she looks spooked.
Victoria in Canada. Julia Baum, thank you so much for being here. So NOAA just issued this report showing this widespread bleaching, which is a sign of distress in corals. We have seen reports over the years of declining health in corals. So how do you put what's happening now in the context of what we've seen before?
What we're seeing now is the 4th global coral bleaching event, as you said, and it's alarming and likely catastrophic. And what's particularly alarming about it is that in the past, these bleaching events occurred, a sufficient amount of time apart that coral reefs had a sufficient time to recover in between them. But now we're seeing these global coral bleaching events occur too within the past decade. So there was a mega event during the 2015-2016 El Nino that devastated coral reefs right around the world, including mass bleaching and mortality on the Great Barrier Reef and in many, many other locations. And coral reefs take many years to recover. So 10, 20, 30, 40 years to recover. So now to see another bleaching event that is very, very intense and widespread happening just 8 years later is extremely worrying.
So I mentioned briefly corals' importance in the ocean ecosystem. I mean, we love them because they're not just what we see in Jacques Cousteau and David Attenborough documentaries. They are that, but there are also many other things. Can you sort of remind us of their importance?
Absolutely. So I'm a marine ecologist, so of course I think about all of the wildlife that lives on coral reefs, and you already mentioned that a quarter of the world's diversity, different species of animals in the ocean live on coral reefs, which is completely astounding when you think about the fact that coral reefs cover less than 0.1% of the surface area of the world's oceans. But coral reefs are also extraordinarily important to people. So they are worth hundreds of billions of dollars every year. And that's through things like tourism, recreation, all of the coastal protection that they provide. So when we risk losing a huge proportion of the world's coral reefs, we're actually at risk of losing all sorts of other things that are vitally important to many, many people around the planet, especially those who live really close to coral reefs and rely upon them for either their sustenance or their livelihoods.
When you of this warming ocean, climate change, El Nino, perhaps some other factors, what does your research indicate is most complicit in this problem?
Right, well, it's climate change. So this is without a doubt driven by human-caused climate change. And so
why do they always do that?
Right.
Why do they always do that?
Ninos are now supercharged. And that means that they are occurring more frequently. They are at a greater intensity, so the magnitude of the heat stress that they unleash is a lot bigger, and they also can last for a much longer period. So in the past, for example, you might have had some heat stress on an individual coral reef lasting for a couple of weeks. Now we see that type of heat stress lasting for many, many months, and that causes the corals to bleach and then eventually die. So they're becoming much more serious, and that's a direct result of climate change.
We have seen over the past year all of these efforts to try to preserve the corals, pull them out of warmer oceans and store them in cooler tanks on land, sometimes cryopreserve these corals. What do you make of those efforts, and do you think overall they are going to be enough to save this ecosystem?
I think it's a tragedy that we are pushing to, coral reefs and coral reef researchers to that absolute extreme. That's a triage type of response, and it's a last ditch response. Maybe it will make a little bit of a difference in some areas where it's being implemented, but it's not a solution that is going to save the world's coral reefs, and it's undoubtedly the only thing that is going to save the world's coral reefs at this point is a rapid reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. That is absolutely certain. Anything else that we do, might help a few areas here and there, and of course that will be important in those areas where it helps. But if we are going to ensure that the world's coral reefs are still in existence in the coming decades, we have to rapidly mitigate climate change.
So it sounds like she's gatekeeping information. You can tell by her body language. Literally, she was uncomfortable talking. You know what I'm saying? And all these people do is lie anyways, because the news media is not talking about the severity of the weather right now. I've been showing y'all what's going on with the weather, and they're not talking about anything like this. But they're telling you the coral reef is in trouble, which literally, I mean, that's what land is, honestly. Like the coral reef is all under the land. It's all on water. We're literally sitting on coral reef, so this is literally big trouble. If you think about it, every continent is literally an island. You know what I'm saying? So here they are giving you the bad news, and they deflect it, and they say that you are the problem, climate change, and it's driven by human. Y'all see that? Instead of telling us the truth that changes happen every 25,000 years, they are blaming it on people. Y'all see how we can't trust these people? You see how we cannot trust the government or any of these people who work for them? That shit's crazy, y'all. But this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting times. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Please like, follow.
They always lying too. That's all they do is lie.
This allegedly took place on September 14th of 2003 at a Wyndham Hotel in Illinois. Guests were staying in a different room on a different floor when they said they could hear screaming. They called hotel security to go and investigate. This is the footage that was released.
John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. Amy, John's gonna enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John?
Uh-oh.
John, are you there?
Did you notice what comes out of the room when John goes in?
He says no one's in there, but
Oh, yeah, I see it.
been turned upside down and
What is that?
hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
A lot of people are skeptical about this video, but in this next clip, you're going to see the ghost exiting the room and going out of the hall. Could you see it? It comes out of the door and it goes out of the hall. This allegedly took place on September 14th of 2003 at a Wyndham Hotel in Illinois.
Josh Dean, another whistleblower that was exposing their aero systems, man. All of a sudden, he caught an illness. He did the same thing to Barnett, right? When they try to expose Boeing, the planes. It's something that's going on with these current day airplanes and the safety hazards that they're not telling nobody. And of course, they're gonna do it to save money. Or what if it's depopulation control? Because how you gonna save money and you print it? I find it real strange how every time there's information that's about to come out on these planes and on these jets, and less people are flying every single day, more people are driving. That's becoming more regular now. Driving, not saying it wasn't before, but more people is looking into it instead of the convenience of flying, right? They end up with an illness or they end up deleting themselves. How? It doesn't make sense. He's a former quality auditor, right? And when Josh Dean presented this case, folks falling with mental like what type of ADL defense league do y'all got? Y'all got they got a better defense league than the religions. Cause that Boeing, whoever owned Boeing, that's a real, like, he's a stepper for real. And when you see the way these planes break down, I mean, it's simple science, you feel me? But when you hop on an airplane, you just think, okay, I bought my ticket, I'm gonna get there safe and sound. But in all actuality, that's not the reality, bro. is really up in the air. And y'all know how I feel to be up there and that turbulence get to shaking. You feel me? So it's like, these people is literally telling you like, yo, they don't check through all the way. They're not thoroughly checking through to see if y'all safe. And this is a $1 billion industry. You tell me you can't go through extra protocols and do recalls to make sure that we get a safe flight to places. And it's just crazy, man. How you could be in a state, we in a state of warfare to where you exposing certain truths and you got the credentials to back it up. They on you. Like nowadays, we all just talking on the internet exposing this. They're not worried about us. But people that's really behind these companies, these corporations, when they sign these contracts, this is why they be getting dipped. The same reason why industry folks be getting dipped when they expose shit or they get cut off or blackballed or whatever you want to call it. They can't blackball us because we not a part of their industry. None of us. Now we are part of the, I don't know how to explain it. Like they view us as products. So even if we feel like we have ownership, they still view us as products. But people that's really like sanctioned in these families, bro, like you get real benefits off of what we doing. If you speak on it, you're done. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they be good and gone like that. Prayers out to that man, family though, Josh, Dean. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for trying to expose the truth, but don't sacrifice your whole vessel because people don't care anyway, bro. Like now you ain't got your family no more. I'm not saying they did to him allegedly, but it's just like I find it strange how it's always this same occurrence when it comes to whistleblowers in the Boeing jets. Let's start there. Josh Dean, another whistleblower.
Crazy, man. But they be signing, I'm pretty sure they be signing something, right? And then just go all bad.
Why did they kill XXX? Because he made a YouTube video exposing the industry. I'll play that one for you too, where he was exposing frequency and how they tamper with the frequency of music to control your ass, to control the masses, which they do.
What's the point of music? Niggas don't know. It's not always to have fun. Sometimes it's to help people find themselves because music is frequency programming. What frequency are you being fed? So I was playing with frequency. I was playing with equalizers. I figured out that hertz is to understand the frequency vibration, right? Kilohertz, megahertz. If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind and I can literally, like if I want you to astral project, right? Or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that. These little niggas out here don't give a fuck enough to go into that science, bro. These little niggas ain't studying kilohertz, megahertz, and doing all this shit.
See, it's not that making music is bad. It's just the people that control the music industry are fucking witches, sorcerers, reptilian shapeshifters, Pleiadians, blood drinkers, seeds of Zeus himself, fallen gods. Walking amongst us as people. Why do you think they got that Netflix show out, American Gods? And you got fallen gods walking amongst you who are working against you. They told you about the war in their Bible, nigga. The war versus good versus evil. That's the same war. It don't matter what color you is, nigga. It's about your vibration, to be honest. How are you vibrating? How you vibrate, because you're a god, you got the carbon, but if you vibrating low, you might as well be a human being. And if you're a human being, you ain't got the carbon, but if you vibrating high, you one of the gods still. Because you in your higher self, because you still got electricity in you. Yeah, you got animal DNA in you, but you also got God DEA in you. Period. This is facts about the planet. What these elites don't want from us. The true unity to unite and rise against them and take the planet back. That's what we supposed to do. Why did they kill XXX?
They don't want us to know too much truth, you know? It's crazy though. They really got X, man. That's probably why they really got him. Sad. Real quick before this video continues, be sure to hit the like button because it does help me get in the algorithm. We're trying to reach 10,000 views every day, so you hitting the like button really counts. So do that for your boy, and if you like videos, want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Let's get back into the video. All right, y'all, got this video right here. How artificial rain in Dubai is made. Let's look at this and check it out. Also, y'all, I'll be reacting to videos like this on my second channel.
Welcome to the futuristic oasis of Dubai, where the impossible becomes possible. In this mind-blowing video, we unveil the mind-boggling technology behind Dubai's breathtaking artificial rain. Join us as we take a journey through the clouds, exploring the extraordinary science of cloud seeding and how it has transformed this arid desert into a lush paradise. Get ready to be amazed as we reveal the secret behind this awe-inspiring innovation that is reshaping the world as we know it. Buckle up, because you're about to witness nature being controlled like never before. Dubai, a gleaming metropolis rising from the Arabian desert, dazzles the world with its architectural wonders and luxurious lifestyle. However, beneath the shimmering facade lies a harsh reality, the region's severe water scarcity problem. With scorching temperatures and scanty rainfall, finding a sustainable water source has been an ongoing struggle for the city. In the face of this pressing challenge, Dubai's forward-thinking leaders embarked on a mission to revolutionize their approach to water management. Aware of the limitations of natural rainfall, they sought innovative solutions to secure a reliable water supply for the city's ever-growing population and thriving industries. Enter the awe-inspiring concept of artificial rain, an ingenious solution that has captured the world's imagination. Artificial rain, also known as cloud seeding, is a cutting-edge technology designed to stimulate rainfall from existing clouds. The process involves introducing cloud seeding agents, such as silver iodide or potassium iodide, into the atmosphere to encourage water droplets to form around these particles. These droplets eventually...
See how they got all this stuff, y'all? This goes to show you how the weather is really being controlled, man. Them clouds is not natural. The snow is not natural.
grow large enough to fall as rain, replenishing the parched lands below. Dubai's ambitious cloud seeding program is a well-orchestrated symphony of technology and innovation. The city has embraced this revolutionary technique as a means to supplement its meager natural rainfall and address the ever-increasing water demands. As temperatures soar and water reserves deplete, cloud seeding emerges as a beacon of hope in the quest for sustainability. To tackle this formidable challenge, Dubai's government collaborated with leading meteorologists, climatologists, and scientists from around the world. The collective expertise paved the way for the development of sophisticated cloud seeding techniques.
I feel like the only thing that's really real is the rain. But I feel like they just amplifying the rain, you know, to make it flood and stuff like that. Rain is real, but they playing with the weather, so it's probably just amplifying the rain.
Tailored to the city's unique climatic conditions. Dubai's artificial rain program has demonstrated remarkable success, with clouds yielding precipitation that rejuvenates the landscape and refills vital reservoirs. The city's commitment to sustainable growth and its willingness to embrace innovative solutions has transformed it into a global role model for arid regions facing similar water challenges. While cloud seeding in Dubai has proven its worth, it is not without its challenges and critics. Skeptics question its long-term environmental impact and effectiveness, prompting ongoing research and fine-tuning of the process. Nevertheless, Dubai remains undeterred, investing in further advancements to make artificial rain even more efficient and environmentally friendly. Dubai's pursuit of artificial rain stands as a testament to human ingenuity in the face of adversity. The ability to create rain on demand is a testament to Dubai's unwavering commitment to sustainable development, offering hope to arid regions worldwide. As we journey deeper into this extraordinary feat of engineering, we will uncover the science behind cloud seeding and witness the remarkable transformation of Dubai's arid landscape into a thriving oasis. At the heart of Dubai's artificial rain program lies the fascinating science of cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is based on the principle of nucleation, where cloud seeding agents act as nuclei around which water droplets can form. The most commonly used agents are silver iodide and potassium iodide, chosen for their effectiveness in promoting condensation. When introduced into the atmosphere, these cloud seeding agents serve as a surface for water vapor to condense upon. As air masses rise and cool, they reach a point where the temperature drops below the dew point, leading to the formation of tiny water droplets around the cloud seeding particles. These microscopic water droplets continue to grow as they collide and coalesce with other droplets. As they increase in size and mass, they eventually become heavy enough to fall as precipitation, whether as rain or snow, depending on the altitude and temperature. Dubai's cloud seeding program has embraced technological innovation by incorporating cutting-edge drones. These unmanned...
Where is they finding these chemicals and, you know, where is they finding the ingredients to even make this type of stuff? That's my question right now. You know, where are they finding it?
Aerial vehicles,
where on
UAVs, are equipped with cloud seeding equipment, allowing them to reach and disperse cloud
and also, is they running out of it?
Seeding agents more efficiently and precisely. Drones offer several advantages over traditional cloud seeding methods. They can access difficult-to-reach areas of the atmosphere, making it easier to target specific cloud formations. Additionally, drones are more cost-effective and environmentally friendly compared to using piloted aircraft for cloud seeding. Apart from their cloud seeding capabilities, drones also play a crucial role in monitoring weather patterns and collecting essential data. This data helps meteorologists and scientists analyze cloud formations, atmospheric conditions, and the effectiveness of cloud seeding efforts. While cloud seeding has shown promising results, it is not without its challenges and ongoing research. Critics have raised concerns about the environmental impact and the unpredictable nature of cloud seeding. To address these concerns, scientists and engineers are continually refining cloud seeding techniques, exploring alternative cloud seeding agents, and conducting comprehensive environmental impact assessments. Dubai's artificial rain program showcases the incredible synergy of science and technology. Meteorologists closely monitor weather conditions to identify suitable cloud formations for cloud seeding. When the right atmospheric conditions align, the ground-based stations are activated, and the cloud seeding agents are released into the air. After the cloud seeding agents are introduced, the process of nucleation begins, with water droplets forming around the seeding particles. The success of cloud seeding largely depends on factors such as cloud type, humidity levels, and wind patterns. In addition to ground-based stations, Dubai's cloud seeding program employs aircraft to reach higher altitudes and target specific clouds. These aircraft are equipped with advanced cloud seeding equipment, including dispensers capable of releasing cloud seeding agents into the clouds. Using real-time weather data and satellite imagery, the pilots and meteorologists identify promising cloud formations. The aircraft fly through the clouds, dispersing cloud seeding agents to encourage rainfall. Dubai's cloud seeding program has faced scrutiny regarding its potential environmental impact. Critics raise concerns about introducing foreign particles into the atmosphere and the long-term consequences on weather patterns and ecosystems. To address these concerns, Dubai's government has invested in comprehensive environmental impact studies. These studies assess the effects of cloud seeding on air and water quality, weather patterns, and local ecosystems. The results of these studies guide the responsible implementation of cloud seeding, ensuring that it aligns with sustainable practices and minimizes any adverse effects on the environment. To gain public acceptance and understanding, Dubai's authorities have actively engaged with the local community and raised awareness about the benefits and risks of cloud seeding. Transparency in the cloud seeding process has been a key aspect, allowing residents to be informed about when and where cloud seeding operations will take place. The government has encouraged public input and feedback, taking into consideration the concerns and opinions of the community. The city collaborates with international experts and researchers to stay at the forefront of cloud seeding innovations. As climate patterns change and new challenges arise, Dubai adapts its cloud seeding strategies to ensure maximum efficiency and effectiveness. The implementation of artificial rain through cloud seeding has left an indelible mark on Dubai's landscape. Once barren stretches of desert now boast lush greenery and vibrant vegetation. Parks, gardens, and recreational areas have sprung to life, offering residents and visitors an oasis of serenity amid the bustling city. Dubai's cloud seeding program has been a catalyst.
They forgot about the flooding now. It do be flooded.
For sustainable growth and development. The increased availability of water has supported the city's expanding population and economic activities. Industries reliant on water, such as agriculture and tourism, have flourished, boosting the region's economic prosperity. Dubai's success with cloud seeding has captured global attention and admiration. As a leading example of innovative water management, Dubai's experience has inspired other arid regions worldwide to explore similar technologies and solutions to combat water scarcity. As we bid farewell to the mesmerizing world of Dubai's artificial rain, we're left in awe of the human capacity to conquer nature's harshest obstacles. The incredible science of cloud seeding has transformed this desert jewel into a thriving oasis, inspiring hope and innovation worldwide. Remember, the power of technology and human ingenuity knows no bounds. Let's celebrate Dubai's triumph over water scarcity and continue to explore the endless possibilities that await us in this ever-evolving journey of progress. Like, share, and subscribe.
Great video, man. Not gonna lie. Okay, the cloud seeding for the rain is cool, as long as it don't flood the place. But cloud seeding to make snow, that's a whole nother thing. Alright, but I feel like rain is real. Snow, no. Snow is not real. I don't think that's real. We don't need snow. Rain is cool, because it can give life to the trees, the plants, the grass, you know, that type of stuff. But snow, it just not natural at all. You can just tell. All right, we got one more video that I want you guys to look at, and I wanted to see for myself. We have daily animals you will be glad to know are extinct. All right, let's check this out.
The world's full of some terrifying creatures who'd have no trouble making a quick meal out of us humans. But as scary as some animals today may seem, there once existed even bigger, badder, and way more terrifying beasts. From child-eating eagles to colossal carnivorous whales, here are 20 deadly animals that you'll be glad to know are extinct.
Nice intro.
Number 20. Arctotherium angustidens. Stumbling across a grizzly bear is enough to make most people flee in fear, but even full-grown grizzlies look as harmless as cubs when compared to the Arctotherium angustidens. More commonly known as the giant short-faced bear, it hailed from South America and lived around 2.5 million years ago. With an average weight close to 2 tons, Arctotherium angustidens take the title for biggest bear to have ever lived. For some context, polar bears, the largest land carnivore alive today, are less than half the weight of these ancient bears. Wow. On top of that, these guys could reach an intimidating 14 feet when stood upright. That's higher than a
14 feet, man. What do you do with that? At that point, you might as well just run. There ain't no shooting at that. 14 feet? Oh, man. That's over with. You're done. You might as well just get to running. So what, man? That's all I got. Get to running.
Okay, so they're really tall and really heavy. But that must slow them down, right? Well, considering that the close relative of this bear, the Arctodocimus, a smaller genus within the giant short-faced bear family, could reach a terrifying top speed of 40 miles per hour, it's likely that these guys would have clocked up a speedy pace too. So unless you've got wheels and an engine, there wouldn't have been much chance of escaping. And escaping is definitely what you'd want to do. Broken fossilized teeth reveal...
Oh my god, really? Are you serious? So running wouldn't work? Nah. Run to a good spot where they can't climb up or something like that. You good, man. You just gotta find something fast. Climbing up a tree ain't gonna work though. How would you get out of that situation? Y'all let me know what y'all doing, cause that, I ain't gonna lie, shooting at that bear, you might just be done. I'm not gonna lie.
But that this bear chewed on bones, suggesting that flesh was a part of their diet. So to them, humans probably equal a meaty appetizer. Despite their physical prowess, these bears were gradually replaced by the medium-sized Arctotherium vetestum.
Good, they don't exist no more.
Years ago.
Good.
No one knows how or why such a predatory power disappeared, but it's possible that the increased competition from carnivores like the jaguar, cougar, and direwolf depleted the big bear's banquet. Either that or there's an even bigger bear out there that we just haven't discovered yet.
Right. That makes sense.
Number 19. Haast's eagle. Fortunately, those bulky bears went extinct around 400,000 years before us Homo sapiens first appeared. However, some long extinct animals once did go toe-to-toe with man, or technically toe-to-claw, if the large skeletal remains of the carnivorous Haast's eagle are anything to go by. Now, these particular remains were found in the South Island of New Zealand. With a wingspan of up to 10 feet, the remains are so large that the bird is now considered to be the biggest eagle ever. The skeleton indicated it would have stood around half the height of an average man and weighed in at some 40 pounds, 4 times that of a bald eagle. The main prey of these enormous eagles were moa, a flightless bird that was 15 times heavier than their hunter. Moa bone remains show that Haast's eagles killed their prey by flying at them from behind and tackling them with their knife-like 3-inch talons before gripping and crushing the moa's skull. Anyone else getting a migraine? Disturbingly, it's possible that moa weren't the only meal on the Haast's eagles menu. Legends from the indigenous Maori people of New Zealand detail huge birds swooping down and plucking up a small child who was never to be seen again.
Wow.
And in the 16th century, just 200 years after the Maori population settled on the South Island, they got their revenge. Human overhunting of the moa likely led to the eagle's eventual extinction, and with that, Maori children could finally rest easy. But before we make you sweat over any more crazy prehistoric creatures, let me talk about something much nicer. Today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, who are number 18. Joseph or Tagazia Monezi.
What is
New York
these
is
names?
famous for its massive rats, with some
You can
reaching the
show
size
me,
of
'cause
small
I wanna-
dogs and house cats. But as big as a New York rat may be, their ancient cousins were something else. Introducing the Josephora Tagazia Monezi, who lived way back between 4 to 2 million years ago. Considered to be the largest rodent to ever walk the face of the earth. These South American horrors measure in up to 10 feet long and weigh up to a whopping 2,200 pounds. For some perspective, that's around the same weight as
See, this is
12
why I really believe animals back then is way bigger than what we got today, man. For real. I don't know what they had back then, what they was eating, how the planet was affecting them to make them that big, but dang. That means if they was that big, wouldn't we be that big also? I feel like a lot of stuff on this planet was giants, and it just shrink, you know?
adult humans. Size isn't the only thing to watch out for with these mega rats, though. They also bared horrifying incisors, reaching almost an entire foot long. Computer modeling techniques based on the Josephora Tagazia Monezi's skull revealed that the rodents had a bite force of 3,600 pounds per square inch, or PSI, giving them a similar bite force of a saltwater crocodile. Thankfully, these colossal rodents weren't carnivorous killers. Scientists believe that Josephora Tagazia Monezi used their incisors for biting nuts and wood, digging in the ground for food, or defending themselves from predators. And with those giant horrors in their mouth, anything that messed with these guys would be sliced up in seconds. Suddenly, New York City's rat problem doesn't seem so bad now. Number 17. Megalania. About 2.5 million years ago, the dusty plains of Australia were home to some real terrors, but none could compete with the giant monitor lizard known as Megalania. Looking like a hulked-out version of a Komodo dragon, these prehistoric predators could reach a whopping 23 feet long, making them more than twice the size of their Komodo descendants. And like Komodo dragons, Megalania are believed to have harbored venomous glands inside their jaw that produced hemotoxin. When it attacked, Megalania's sharp-curved teeth would pierce their prey's skin before the hemotoxin entered the victim's bloodstream. At this point, the venom would act as an anticoagulant, preventing the prey's blood from clotting. This, in turn, would rapidly decrease the prey's blood pressure, causing systemic shock and eventually death. So what caused the downfall of this supermassive lethal lizard? Researchers from the University of Queensland recently dated a Megalania bone to be around 50,000 years old, which is around the same time that humans...
How do they figure out the years of these, you know, fossils and stuff? Like, I never understood that.
...first arrived in Australia. It's now believed that humans could have had a hand in the Megalania's extinction. Whether man killed the giant lizards to protect themselves or overhunted their prey isn't known. What I do know, though, is that somehow Australia, the land where just about everything can kill you, could have been even more terrifying. Number 16. Thylacoleo Carnifex. Now, Australia's prehistoric horrors don't end with the Megalania. The Thylacoleo Carnifex is an extinct marsupial lion that dominated the Australian wilderness between 2 million and 46,000 years ago. Fossil evidence shows this wombat-lion hybrid measured in at around 5 feet long, about 2.5 feet tall, and weighed around 220 pounds. This means that at their largest they were about the same weight as a modern jaguar, but slightly stockier. However, unlike jaguars, Thylacoleo weren't equipped with sharp canine teeth. Instead, these monstrous marsupials had 2 pairs of giant incisors that they used to stab and pierce the flesh of their prey, and it was quite the stab. Their bite force was comparable to that of a 500-pound African lion. This is thanks to their enormous jaw muscles, which turned every tooth in their mouth into a weapon.
A lot of stuff on our planet.
Were used for piercing the
a lot of stuff on our planet is to be way bigger than what it is now.
Flesh of their prey. Their molars were designed to crush their victim's windpipe and sever their spinal cord. If that wasn't bad enough, these menacing marsupials had huge retractable thumb claws used for disemboweling their kill. This metal hunting method would have helped these marsupial lions to kill large prey in less than a minute, 15 times quicker than an African lion. But as with the megalania, their ferocious features couldn't prevent them from falling into extinction thanks to climate changes, which gradually dried out their habitat and reduced the food supply. Wow, never thought I would be thankful for climate change.
For real.
Number 15.
Make you wonder, like, do these animals even supposed to be here? For them to even get a stink like that, that's crazy.
Topithecus blacki.
What?
You know Bigfoot is real?
What type of name is that?
Well, sort of. Prehistoric primates known as Gigantopithecus blacki that closely resemble Bigfoot roamed the forest lands of southern China roughly 2 million years ago. Exact size estimates are highly speculative because only tooth and jaw bones have been discovered, but even these are enough to estimate that they stood around 10 feet tall and weighed up to 1,200 pounds, making them about twice as tall and nearly 3 times as heavy as silverback gorillas. Being located in southern China, it's likely that bamboo was a staple of its diet.
Giants are definitely.
I wouldn't mess with these things, considering that even a silverback gorilla is strong enough to pummel a human into mincemeat. The question is, what caused such a big, broad beast to go extinct? Well, because it was so big and broad. The Gigantopithecus blacki relied on chowing down on heaps of food to replenish itself. But around 100,000 years ago, the changing climate transformed more and more of its forested homeland into savanna-like landscapes, greatly reducing the food supply for these primates. But who knows? Perhaps a few survived and walk among us to this day. It would certainly explain why your mom looks the way she does. Number 14. Daeodon. By and large, pigs nowadays are pretty harmless, but that's not always been the case. If we turn the clocks back 23 million years ago, Daeodon, or dreadful pigs, were wreaking havoc in North America. This brute came in at a massive 1,650 pounds, stood nearly 6 feet tall at the shoulder, and was 10 feet long, giving it a rhino-like build. However, unlike rhinos, these guys didn't stick to the vegetation.
Crazy, right?
See those forward-facing eye sockets designed to keep track of the prey they're chasing? Yeah, these pigs were predators. Recent research suggests that due to their lack of claws, they took down prey by running alongside it before ramming into it with brute force, sort of like nature's version of a cop chase. To make matters more disturbing, these powerful piggies also came with canines that were some 10 inches long, designed for ripping flesh to pieces. Scientists believe that Daeodon eventually went extinct around 20 million years ago due to increased global temperatures, depleting both vegetation and prey animals. And it's just as well. I mean, I kinda like pork that won't try to eat me. Number 13. Spinosaurus.
This part the only time a pig would have got a chance to eat her, huh? That's crazy, man.
If you mix a crocodile with a T-Rex, if you answered nightmares, you're right. Because it probably looked like this monster that actually existed, otherwise known as a Spinosaurus. Reaching lengths of up to 59 feet and weighing a colossal 22 tons, this bulky beast is considered to be the largest carnivorous dinosaur to have ever walked the earth. But their meal preference wasn't usually terrestrial animals. Researchers believe that these dinos, hailing from North Africa, were water dwellers that mainly snacked on a feast of fishy food, including giant coelacanths, sawfish, and lungfish. To help with this specialized diet,
Okay, how many of y'all believe that dinosaurs exist? Like, I feel like that. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just feel like it was just bigger animals back then. I don't think it was dinosaurs. I don't know about that, man.
Dinosaurs evolved a long crocodile-like snout packed with horrifying 6-inch long conical teeth, adapted for piercing, slippery, fishy prey. It's not known exactly what the sail made up of spines protruding from its vertebrae was used for, though it's theorized it could have acted like the dorsal fin of a fish for stability in the water. But around 90 million years ago, global warming dried up the North African marshlands, and with their fishy feast gone, those giants weren't able to adapt to eat other prey. I bet any swimmers watching aren't exactly sad about that. Number
Like
12.
dinosaurs just like a big reptile. That's what it looked like.
Purosaurus. From
Well, I would
crocodile-like
get-
dinosaurs to, well,
Yeah.
crocodiles. Crocs may look daunting enough as it is, but they're nothing compared to the Purosaurus. This ravenous river giant once measured in at a head-spinning 35 feet long.
Ah,
It's
man.
the same size as a school bus.
That's
While it
crazy.
might not have been the same height as one, though, it was still twice as long as a saltwater crocodile. Unsurprisingly, it needed to eat a
Yup.
lot. Purosaurus
lot.
went through roughly 90 pounds of food daily, 20 times the requirement for the modern American alligator. And if you're wondering what exactly Purosaurus ate, the simple answer is anything. From car-sized stupendomous turtles to giant ground sloths, the world was their buffet. Luckily for them, their
Crazy.
insatiable appetite was helped by their powerful bite. Paleontologists calculated that the Purosaurus bite was equivalent to exerting 11.5 tons of pressure, giving it a bite 20 times stronger than that of a great white.
Wow.
Jeez, and I thought Jaws was scary. Number 11. Utahraptor. If you've seen Jurassic Park, you'll know just how scary velociraptors once were, but they're actually the smaller cousin of Utahraptors. These bird-like dinosaurs date back 125 million years and stood up to 18 feet long, making them the length of a standard shipping container, but with a killer instinct. To help with that killing, they came armed with a 15-inch claw on each foot. Just one kick from this bad boy was capable of slicing through an animal. And good luck trying to run from these guys. Based on their slender legs and the speed of dinosaurs of similar sizes, it's believed that Utahraptors could run up to 30
Boy, that
miles
is
per hour.
crazy.
Although fossilized feathers haven't been found with
done.
Utahraptor
Hang
bones,
it up.
paleontologists are confident that they had them based on feather preservation in related dromaeosaurid species. So there you have it. Giant, rapid, murderous chickens. Can't wait for the next film in the franchise, Jurassic Coop. Number 10.
Number 10.
Smilodon. Whilst on the
Smilodon.
topic of movie stars, who could forget Diego the saber-toothed cat from the endless series of Ice Age movies? Now, Diego may look cuddly on screen, but trying to snuggle up to a real saber-toothed cat would have left you with some serious scars. Smilodon, the most famous of the saber-toothed cat species, lived in the Americas some 2.5 million years ago. The 8-inch, fang-like teeth sticking out of these big cats' mouths look utterly terrifying, but these upper canines aren't believed to have packed much of a punch. Computer scans of the fossilized skulls of saber-toothed cats revealed that they generated a bite force of just 220 pounds, which is only slightly stronger than a human bite. To make up for this, the Smilodon had proportionally longer front legs and a much more muscular build compared to big cats today. This would have helped them wrestle prey to the ground WWE style before pinning their head down and making a precise bite to the throat with their curved canines. But ferocious fangs couldn't save the Smilodon from the effects of climate change and humans who overhunted the cat's prey, eventually leading to its extinction 10,000 years ago. My condolences to all the cat lovers watching.
Hey,
Number 9.
everybody got it. You know, everybody got their time. You know, they had to go.
Walking on prehistoric land would have been scary, but swimming in the rivers would have been way worse. Around 8 to 10 million years ago in the late Miocene, you would have had the horror of coming across mega piranha in the rivers of South America. And yes, as the name suggests, these famously carnivorous fish were huge.
That's an
How
ugly
huge?
fish.
They grew to an
Yeah, wow.
alarming 28 inches, over 2 feet long, more than double the size of modern piranhas. They weighed around 22 pounds, making them 4 times heavier than the existing feisty fish. But size isn't the only thing that made these fish scary. Based off the bite force of living black piranhas, scientists estimate that the mega piranha would have chopped down with a staggering force of 1,000 pounds of force. That would give its bite the same whack of that of a small great white shark, despite the faint fish only weighing 1/40th of a great white. All of a sudden, regular piranhas don't seem so bad. Number
Let's get in the
8.
water with that.
Camarosaurus.
You're done.
So we now know wading in prehistoric waters would have been a bad idea. But it can always get worse, thanks to the ancient alien-looking Camarosaurus. Camarosaurus lived during the Ordovician period some 470 million years ago and was an early cephalopod, a type of mollusk classification that includes the more familiar octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. The eye-catching feature of this quirky character was its immense 36-foot long shell used to protect the Camarosaurus' main body. But being a carnivore, how exactly did this thing hunt? Despite their size, it's believed that these cephalopods would lie horizontally, patiently waiting for a victim.
Wow.
And when a marine meal came close enough, they'd quickly ambush it.
Wow.
With their 3-foot-long tentacles, it pulled its prey into its massive maw, much like modern cephalopods. After hauling in its catch like trilobites and sea scorpions, it would crunch their exoskeleton with its hard, keratinous beak, before rasping out soft tissue from within the prey's shell. Thankfully, the reign of the Camarosaurus was brought to an end around 443 million years ago, when the late Ordovician mass extinction eliminated nearly 85% of all marine species. Now I can swim without the fear of having a giant cephalopod crush my skull like a walnut.
Yep.
Number 7. Megatherium americanum.
Okay.
Sloths are pretty small and cute, right? Well, astonishingly, their ancestor
I'm sorry, I think these things, they ain't gonna really exist. I feel like he's just making up names. What is these names?
Americanum is the opposite of them in almost every way. These giant sloths wandered through South America between 400,000 and 8,000 years ago. They stood at an imposing 12 feet tall and weighed in at a hefty 4 tons, around the same weight as an elephant. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, it's likely the Megatheriums were hairless to prevent them from overheating. Man, they look rough. To make matters even worse, they came with 7-inch claws. Wow, these guys are really cementing their place in my nightmares. Luckily, scientists don't believe that Megatherium were carnivorous. Instead, it's likely that their claws would have been used to swipe down tall vegetation. While it's currently not clear whether their diet included some meat, it is possible that they occasionally scavenged off carcasses. Some theories go even further, speculating that Megatherium would actively hunt smaller herbivores by flipping them over and slashing them open with its claws. Incredibly, scientists believe that humans actually hunted these beasts. A killing site in Argentina revealed that around 12,000 years ago, a group of humans hunted and killed a giant sloth before leaving the animal's bones behind, along with their butchering knife. In the end, human hunting and the effects of climate change depleted their vegetation food source and wiped this megasloth off the face of the earth. Number 6.
That's what I'm talking about.
Therizinosaurus.
Humans get the job done.
Now, the ground sloth may have had some long claws, but those are nothing compared to what the Therizinosaurus sported.
Oh,
the
man.
scythe lizard, as it was known, lived in Asia some 70 million years ago. These dinos could grow to a gangly 16 feet tall. But the most terrifying thing about the Therizinosaurus wasn't its height, but its lengthy claws. These bad boys stretched over 1.5 feet long, making them the longest claws of any animal ever. When these guys weren't impersonating Edward Scissorhands, they were using their lengthy appendages to pull vegetation within reach. Despite their crazy claws, it's believed that they were strictly herbivores. This is down to their bipedal stance, which, similar to other herbivores of the time, helped them reach further up into trees. Even still, I wouldn't want to get into a fight with one of these things flailing their death claws at me.
Nope.
Sadly for them, the Therizinosaurus is believed to have perished in the KT mass extinction event.
What?
But thankfully, their long-clawed legacy still lives on today.
Ah, come on, man.
Number 5.
Why they show that? That was funny. I don't know if that's how that happened, though. I don't know, man. Probably.
Platypelodon. As we've seen, some prehistoric animal ancestors look pretty weird.
You gotta think about it, like, what caused dinosaurs, if they existed, what caused them to go extinct? Climate change, what was it? You know, that's my question.
That's definitely the case with the Platypelodon. This giant mammal lived in Asia, Africa, and North
They
America
look
between 20
undefeated
million
almost.
and 8 million years ago. They're a genus of larger herbivorous proboscidean mammals related, kinda obviously, to the modern-day elephant.
Yep.
But alongside their trunk, platypelodons had a strange jaw that jutted out underneath. Fitted on the base of this lower appendage were a pair of widened tusks, which acted as modified incisors. The key question is, what's the use of having a spork fitted into your mouth? It's been repeatedly imagined as the lower half of an extended mouth housing a long tongue. But in 1992, paleontologist David Lambert theorized that the platypelodon fed on plants and branches by cutting them away with their handy tool. They may look more funny than threatening, but modern elephants kill up to 500 humans every year. And that's without a fleshy spork hanging from their mouth. Who knows the damage these elephant-adjacent animals could do with that curious cutlery appendage? Number 4. Quetzalcoatlus. Now, the Quetzalcoatlus was a flying reptile which was alive some 70 million years ago. And after taking one look at these winged nightmares, I wish they'd lived even further back in time. There aren't many things more terrifying than the prospect of having a 16-foot-tall reptilian stork hunting you down. These terrors also came with a 36-foot wingspan, making it the largest flying creature ever. For some context, the biggest wingspan found today is the 12-foot reach of a wandering albatross. You could imagine these gawky giants skimming the oceans off the coast of North America in search of their next fishing meal.
Gotta be like a dragon or something.
Quetzalcoatlus fossils were found on land 250 miles away from coastlines, with no indication of any large rivers or lakes nearby during the Cretaceous period in which they lived. Instead, it's believed that these birds chowed down on land animals. Their long, thin, chopstick-like jaws made them effective at pinpointing and plucking up smaller dinosaurs and swallowing them whole.
That's just messed up.
I thought birds of prey were intimidating. These guys died off along with the Therizinosaurus during a mass extinction event 66 million years ago. So luckily, we don't have to watch out for any giraffe-sized flying reptiles trying to guzzle us today. Number 3. Rhamphorhynchus. But the winged nightmares aren't over. This flapping fright is known as a Rhamphorhynchus, a flying reptile that soared the skies of Europe and Africa between 154 and 137 million years ago. Unlike the Quetzalcoatlus, these guys weren't blessed with great size. Their wingspan was about 6 feet long, while their total body length was only 20 inches long, making them pigeon-sized, albeit with wider wings. But what they lacked in size, they more than make up for in terror, because the jaws of Rhamphorhynchus were filled with needle-like teeth. Now, it may look like they lost a fight with a thorn bush, but these terrifying teeth served an important purpose, and that purpose was to help these ravenous reptiles catch fish by deep feeding. When the Rhamphorhynchus saw its prey, it would swim just above the water and lower its spiky bill in, impaling and catching the super slippery fish in the process. And with the prey skewered, the Rhamphorhynchus would have swallowed it down in one. Nasty. If these guys ever miraculously come back from extinction, just remember, never hand feed them. Number 2. Leviathan.
Take about your hand.
We've taken a deep dive into some of the more terrifying things you can find in the water, but visually, very few are as terrifying as the Leviathan. This 55-foot-long genus of carnivorous sperm whale ruled the oceans off South America around 9 million years ago.
Was nice.
If its size alone wasn't daunting enough, they were also fitted with more than 41 foot 2-inch long teeth on their upper and lower jaws. With these, they could easily tear apart their prey, giving them the largest biting teeth of any animal to have ever lived. Unsurprisingly, the Leviathan ate pretty much any large marine life, but their go-to meal was 20 to 30-foot baleen whale.
The ocean got, like, man, the ocean is space, man, I'm telling you. The ocean gotta be space, man. There's so much stuff we don't know about, you know. Oh, man. We would never really know for real.
It's believed that these murder buses hunted with their forehead. They would have approached their prey from underneath before smashing into them like a battering ram, paralyzing their meal in the process. But that fat forehead may have served another function too. As with modern sperm whales, the Leviathan is believed to have had a spermaceti organ. Presuming that it has the same function as it does today, these carnivores would have used it to emit high-frequency sounds, acoustically stunning their prey. Eventually, the intense sound exposure would shut down the bodily functions of the target. What a way to go. The Leviathan went extinct over 5 million years ago due to a cooling event at the end of the Miocene era, causing a reduction in their food population. So don't worry, you can still sail the seas without worrying about Moby Dick's bigger, tougher brother taking you down.
Imagine if you just see that come out the water, like,
Megalodon. Oh, you thought nothing could beat the might of the Leviathan? Well, let me introduce you to the Megalodon, a species of mackerel shark that puts jaws to shame. This 50-foot-long fish was over 3 times the length of a great white shark. And these beefy boys were heavy, too, weighing in at around 70 tons, which is equivalent to roughly 10 elephants. On top of that, their jaws could span over 6 feet wide, easily enough room for an entire human. And inside their maw, you'd find 276 gigantic 7-inch razor-sharp teeth primed for tearing apart prey. If that wasn't enough, these mega sharks are estimated to have had a bite force of 40,000 pounds per square inch. That's 10 times more powerful than the bite force of a great white. Swimming throughout the world's oceans between 20 million and 3.6 million years ago, they would have had to compete with the jumbo-sized Leviathan for food. If they did fight, you'd expect the Meg to make a decent dent in the Leviathan's blubber. However, the whale's slightly bigger size and ingenious use of acoustic stunning may have given it an edge. But who knows? One thing's for certain, the Meg would eat a human up like a sardine. So how did this mega predator go extinct? Well, the climate changed dramatically around 3.6 million years ago. Temperatures dropped, and as a result, the warm water areas where the shark thrived became reduced, eventually leading to this genus's extinction. And let me tell you, I am mega relieved. If you could bring one of these harrowing horrors...
They were talking about climate change. What if it wasn't climate change? What if it was something else? Because they don't really know. I don't really know either, but I'm just, thinking outside the box. I'm trying to think outside the box here. I don't want to believe what he said. But, hey, man, that's the end right there. Let me know how y'all feel about that, man. And do you guys believe that these animals existed? These giant animals existed? Alright, y'all, that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that, got something from it, was entertained, in peace, abundance, prosperity, and good, healthy way. You already know we're going to keep these videos coming each and every day. Till next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.